Howdy, and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Travel Tuesday. I am excited as always because we are talking travel, and what better way to talk about than where East meets West. Welcome to Macao. It is a beautiful country where there is lots of intricacies that none of us ever knew about, and we're going to be able to explore all of that. Thanks to Jamie, who is representing the tourism board. She's going to chat with us and guide us through all of the beautiful things. But I believe first a video, right?
Correct.
All right, so let us start. So how awesome is that? So, Jamie, tell us, where is Macao and how do we get there?
Sure. So, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this exciting live experience. And thank you, Lulu, for hosting me. Macao is one of my favorite places in the world. So it just feels really wonderful to talk about it with you today. Macao is a very, very small place in the South China Sea. It's close to Hong Kong as well as some other nearby Asian regions, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Awesome. And so, and it's made up of two islands and a little peninsula, right?
Correct. So like I said, Macao is quite small. It's about 11 square miles total. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there is absolutely so much to explore. Macao's history is so unique and fascinating. It has over 500 years of cultural exchange between Portugal and China. So you feel almost like you're in Europe and then you turn down another street and you're in China. So it really is a wonderful, unique place, even though it's quite densely packed. And
That's
of course,
awesome.
a lot of...
And so because of the Portuguese influence, you guys actually have Portuguese as one of your main languages, no?
Yes. So the two official languages in Macao are actually Chinese and Portuguese. So that's why you see the Portuguese spelling of Macao, which is with a U. The English spelling is Macao with an O. And beyond that, the main language spoken there is Chinese with some English as well. Portuguese is not as spoken as widely, but you'll still see Portuguese on the street signs.
That is so cool. And so Macao can actually be a pretty central location for a lot of areas to go into Thailand or into Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and so many other places.
Yes, correct. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about it. It's a long journey to get to Macao, and we understand that. But one of the wonderful things about the destination is that it offers a great jumping off point for other major Asia destinations. So it's a great package deal. You get this small destination, but then you can extend your stay to some of the other areas using the Macao International Airport.
That's awesome. I just realized Japan is to your north. You've got the Philippines to your south. So guys, we can create lots of great itineraries here with a starting point or end point of Macao. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. And we have the currency is so colorful. I love it.
It is. I have a few that I'm saving and collecting because it's so pretty. But yes, it's about 8 Macanese patakas to 1 USD. Hong Kong dollar is also accepted widely in Macau, and they're fairly interchangeable. So it's about 7.75 Hong Kong dollars to 1 USD. And Hong Kong dollars, we almost recommend going with that because Hong Kong is obviously accepted in their city as well.
Of course. So cool thing. And another cool thing is that US citizens don't require a visa. So very different from having to go to China.
Yes, very, very different. There is no visa application process. You get a visa upon arrival for all US and Canadian citizens, and it's a breeze to go through. The immigration is really lovely to go through, and very, very simple.
That's awesome. Even more of a reason, guys, you've got to go. And for those guys who are going to be homeschooling all those kids later on, just grab them a passport. The passport offices are open here in the US, so make sure they've got them. And you guys can go and have a living classroom, because wait until you see what we're going to show you. All about what to see. So this is part of my, amazing adventure of where we're going to go. So Jamie, tell me about the UNESCO site.
Yes. So like I said before, Macau's history is certainly one for the books. It's recognized by UNESCO. There is a UNESCO World Heritage Site made up of over 20 monuments in Macau. We're actually celebrating our 15th anniversary this year of our UNESCO Heritage designation, which is very exciting. So there is 20 stunning monuments. The one you see here is the ruins of St. Paul. It's very, very central to Macau, and certainly a favorite among locals and travelers.
And that's awesome. Here's another picture from the other side. And how beautiful is this, where you really, you mentioned earlier, you have that European flair in the middle of Asia. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And many of the monuments are actually walkable. So, we highly recommend taking a walking tour and just getting lost in Macau. This is one of them that you'll happen upon. It's the Ama Temple. Really, really beautiful, and very juxtaposed with the Catholic Church you just saw. So that's Macau in a nutshell for you.
And that's awesome. And then here you go, and all of a sudden you feel like you're in, on the outskirts of Lisbon or something, just on, right on the coast, because you've got a lighthouse and a beautiful chapel.
Yep, this is the Gia Lighthouse. It's actually one of the first lighthouses in the east there. So it's really fascinating history, and it was a protective fortress, I believe, in the 17th century. So some really, really unique historical moments that you can find.
That's awesome. And now a little bit more of the Asian culture. Here we have a little bit more Chinese influence, obviously. So what are we looking at here?
This is the Tin Hau Temple. It's in the Ama Cultural Village. Very stunning. Like the ruins of St. Paul, you have the stairs. So Macau, a lot of walking is needed. And you get to the top, and then you get to see this beautiful temple. So certainly worth it.
Yes, absolutely. And then now I feel like I'm in the Caribbean.
Yes, the Taipa houses. Correct. So these were some of the first houses when the Portuguese settlers came that their government administrators lived in. So they have, the inside of the houses is decorated as they were back in the day. So you can really walk around and get a sense for how people lived. And you'll get a sense for the Chinese heritage mixing with the Portuguese heritage for the first time, which is really cool.
And that's awesome. And so now you have the Santa Casa de Misericordia, which is, obviously I say it with a Spanish accent because I'm not Portuguese, but certainly there's a lot of Roman Catholic influences as well, because of the Portuguese being in the area for almost 500 years.
Yes, definitely. Everywhere from, walking down the street, you'll see the influences in the street signs like we talked about, down to the gastronomy. So the gastronomy we'll talk about later, but you can see the influences and the spices used. So it's really, really fascinating. This picture here is Senado Square. It's very close to the ruins of St. Paul. So again, that walking tour would be an amazing way to see it. A lot of shopping here. I think the main tourist attraction point is the street itself. Those are actually cobblestones from Portugal. that they brought over on ships. So very, very interesting. You're walking on this basically living history.
Talk to me a little bit more about the history of what actually transposed in terms of the Portuguese history. How did Portugal kind of come into play with into Chinese territory?
Yeah, so I'm by no means a historian. So there's actually another person on my team, Carmen. We call her the resident Macao expert because she was born and raised there. But like I said before, the Portuguese history dates back to over 500 years ago. And it kind of blends its way into the gastronomy because when the Portuguese landed in Macao, they brought their recipes, and they went to the Chinese women and the Chinese families and asked them to cook for them. And so they had all these spices from the spice route, Africa, India, you name it. And then these Chinese women took this Portuguese recipes and they blended them together with their own style of cooking, and that's Macanese. So Macanese cooking, one of the most famous dishes is called African chicken. And that's because of the use of all of these unique spices along the spice route that then created this chicken, if you will. And it's, I mean, you have to taste it, it's delicious, but it's got like this really spicy texture, and you eat it over rice, and yeah, very delicious.
Oh, wow. And I'm sorry that we're gonna, that my computer is taking just a little longer to increase that, those pictures that we can see, but we can continue to have this great conversation about what it is in regards to, you know, the food and everything else that, that obviously it's a fusion. I think it's, you know, it's truly fusion cooking, and really it gives us a great understanding of how multiple cultures come together, to really give us that, what's the word I'm looking for? It suffices, like, you know, the taste of home, right? So that's where we focus on that East meets West kind of concept, and really, you know, it gives us an opportunity to savor a lot of those things. One of the other things that I love about the destination too. Did I lose you?
No, I was just agreeing with you. I think it does. I mean, my first time landing in Macau, I was doing a walking tour, kind of getting my bearings, and I had heard about the Portuguese influence and the Chinese mixed heritage, but to witness it in person and to see, you know, you're walking down one street enjoying this amazing street food, which, by the way, you have to try. I love Macanese street food. And then you turn to your left and there's this massive Catholic church. So it's just a really, really neat destination. I think, you know, you also have the thrill seeker. So when I was there, I did the bungee jump off of the Macao Tower, which is the world's highest bungee jump. And I was totally worth it, 100% worth it, but very terrifying and wonderful. So you have those opportunities.
I am so amazed. I would love to do that.
You have to, Lulu, you have to. I'm trying to get my full team to do the Macao Tower bungee jump. It's my goal in my life.
It's your goal in your life. I love it. And so the other thing is that, you know, people kind of always ask me about different places to stay and all of that. And really, there's a lot of places to stay in Macau that are not necessarily just these, you know, these properties where you kind of go, oh, it's going to be like a 1-star or 2-star. There's actually quite a number of luxury properties.
Certainly.
So is that because of the gaming industry as well?
Yeah, there's certainly an amazing plethora of 5-star, 4-star, 3-star hotel properties. I think one thing that we like to tout about Macau is that it's almost affordable luxury. So you can really get an amazing 5-star room starting at $100, $150 a night. And the way that they do their resorts there, it's resort style, but there is multiple hotel properties within one resort. And they do that so they can kind of sell to a wider, more diverse family that wants to come in. And maybe one of them wants the more family orientated resort But maybe one of them is a little bit more luxury and wants a little bit more of a romantic resort with some luxury shopping and spa. So they're able to cater to all of those different tastes. And most of the resorts have, amazing entertainment, Broadway-esque shows. House of Dancing Water is one of my favorites. It's a love story, but that includes like diving and acrobatics and a pirate ship, and you name it. It's great family entertainment for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that is lots of fun and lots of things that can go on, because it's not just adults. We talked about having the children and everything else. And so, certainly a great opportunity for all of that. What I am going to do, if my screen will allow me, I am still struggling with this, I apologize, is I am going to, this is Murphy's Law today. I apologize, guys. I am so excited about this destination, and here I am with a computer freezing. But at least you guys can see me a little bit. So, I know. I am just like, it truly is Murphy's Law today. So what I wanted to kind of emphasize with you guys a little bit is also just, this is a destination that really, truly embodies a lot of just culture and true cultural pieces of both sides, our European flair, our Asian flair, and really kind of giving us a lot of those moving pieces. So I want you guys to think of this being as an opportunity, again, for that living classroom. I want us to be able to kind of, be able to come in and go, hey, this is great. What I'd love to do is share another video with you guys, if my computer will let me. And then obviously we can continue to chat a little bit more. So let's see if we can play this this video now, and maybe we'll get lucky. Yay! And the city really shows you how much everybody wants to be a part of it, right? So there's obviously so much. Everybody wants to, go, hey, we're gonna wear our masks. We're gonna do what's safe for everybody, so that we can all participate and enjoy travel. And I gotta tell you, what you guys are doing is very similar to what I just experienced in Mexico 2 weeks ago. I think this video really showed us a lot of just basically a lot of Macau in itself, and how we can actually experience it. And I think that was the best 2 minutes of my technical difficulties that I can't show right now. But I will add all of those pictures post uh, in post production, because I mean, the pictures of the food and everything else, everything that I have seen, you guys need to experience it, and you guys need to see that. So we're definitely going to give you a revised vision of this. But you guys, Macau is really a place where um, you need to go visit. I didn't expect it to be as cultural as it is, and after speaking with Jamie and kind of bringing this guys to you, this has to be on your bucket list. And as we talked about earlier, there's so many places that you can go, and because there's so much street food, it's really not something difficult where you're not going to be able to see where you're going to be like, oh, am I going to like this or not like that? You're going to see it all. They prepare it right in front of you. So that in itself is an experience. And a lot of the food tours that I do and things like that are all going to take you right into the heart of all that street food.
Absolutely.
So,
and don't forget the Michelin.
Yes, and
top tier restaurants for sure that you can enjoy, right next to the street food. So you eat a lot in Macau, but trust me, you walk a lot. There's so many sights to see and things to experience. If you want some more wanderlust photos, just go to our Instagram page at Macau USA. Our social team does a great job of showcasing all of the amazing offerings that Macau has. So, even though we had technical difficulties, we still can show the destination to you in other ways, and hope that you guys can go and experience it for yourself. And you as well, Lulu. Always welcome.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And so I want to point out the Michelin restaurants, because for those of you guys who we do add gastronomy to your itineraries, Michelin restaurants, getting a Michelin star is no small feat. So whether it's 1, 2, or 3, they've got 18 of them at least right now. So who knows how many more they'll get later on. And it's just it's an honor, I want to say, to be at a Michelin star restaurant, because they've worked so hard. The chefs have really done. Yeah, it is delicious. But one of the things about the star rating is also consistency.
Correct.
And so to get that, you have to really maintain that consistency. It's not an easy feat.
Absolutely.
Having gone to culinary school and learned all of those moving pieces, it's been a challenge. And I remember going through and I'm like, if that carrot doesn't look the same in every single dish.
So then you'll enjoy the destination more than most, Lulu.
No, I totally will enjoy every ounce of not only food but the culture, and for those of you guys who want to get a taste of Portugal, because the Portuguese desserts are amazing, that has been infused into their culture, and oh my God, as Jamie said, you're gonna walk it all off, so feel free to indulge. Diabetes will not find you.
Yes. No, there's this little, one of my favorite restaurant experiences. There's this little tiny hole in the wall Portuguese restaurant in Macau. And it's kind of hidden in a back courtyard that's very old Portugal style housing. And it's in a house, an old Portuguese house. And, it's one of my favorite things to do is just to go sit down, enjoy the food with good company, open up a bottle of wine, and then of course get the Serradura dessert, which is a famous dessert there, or a Portuguese egg tart as well. That's another great dessert at Lord Stowe's Bakery. So there's just amazing options there for all travelers.
And so with that, I want to thank you, Jamie, for your patience and you coming on today, and really and talking about the love of Macau, because obviously that is super, super amazing. So as the cities open up and all the different destinations, we really, we can start looking at 2021 to start putting an itinerary together. Again, from the map that we showed you from the beginning, you can use Macau as a point of starting or ending, and hit some other countries that are in the area. So whether you want to go to Japan or Thailand or into Kuala Lumpur, or anything along those lines, anything else in Singapore that really highlights for you, let's kind of make those things happen, because we can combine them, and you just add a few more days to your itinerary, and you're going to have an amazing adventure.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Jamie. Do you have any other words for everybody?
I mean, like I said, go check out our social pages to get kind of the photo glimpse that we missed today. But Lulu obviously is your go-to expert for all things travel. I mean, thank you so much for having me. Regardless of technical issues, I had a blast. And I mean, I really do hope you guys get to experience Macau one day. Go there hungry, go there ready to walk around, go there ready to seek the thrills or enjoy a good show, or just relax by the pool, or enjoy some of the nature walks. I mean, you name it, it's available in Macau. So certainly we hope you get a chance to visit.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And until the next time, everybody, namaste. Bye-bye.
Bye.